channel update. All right, this is totally different than your normal programming here on YouTube. I've never done one of these. I've done this quite a bit over on Instagram with stories, little updates here and there, but there has been a lot of changes with the channel, with Woodwork, with projects, life, all that good stuff. So I thought I would do an update here. Just for those of you who do watch these videos on the regular and just want to see what's going on and kind of have an idea for the future. And also, a huge thank you. Never officially said thank you. 100,000 subscribers, got that silver play button. It's just an award. It's just a number, but I do appreciate all the positive vibes, all the encouragement from all these videos. And the goal with this from the get-go was to help folks, right? Here's some things, try it out. You know, I learned everything about woodwork from YouTube and just trial and error and wanted to pay it forward. And over the years, it's changed, it's grown. And so just wanted to do a little update on the projects, what's going on. So we're going to start with a little bit of story time, just kind of the history where this all started. About 8 years ago, I started making things on an old job site table saw and made stuff for about a year or two, kind of learned quite a few, and then decided to show my work over on Instagram. There was an amazing woodworking community, still is, although Instagram, it is what it is, right? If you haven't checked it out already, lots of great folks over there, really helpful. Cool stuff. But anyway, started posting pictures and eventually started doing videos. And then the teacher in me, for those who don't know, I teach 5th grade, just finished up 18 years, my 18th year teaching 5th grade. So a little bit of teacher meets a little bit of woodwork and some tutorials, and people wanted more in-depth videos. That's how I learned on YouTube as well. And so started to do that with just hardwoods and really discovered my love for these natural colors, all those natural colors, and woodworking, right? So 6/8 Woodworks, if you don't know, 6/8 is the verse Micah 6:8. So act justly, love mercy, walk humbly. You know, portions of all our sales go to orphan care, foster care, other organizations that we've been impacted with as foster parents, adoptive parents with my kids. And so anyway, that whole idea of, hey, let's act justly, right? Seeking justice, loving mercy, and walking humbly. Tried to do that. And so, still striving to each day. But anyway, 6/8 Woodworks was about like making stuff and teaching folks. And so it really, you know, the reason why the channel blew up, you know, was a couple of those early cutting board videos, and probably quite a few of you are here with cutting boards or using the router for projects. And so really, this is a small space. It is a 2-car garage, and I'm super thankful and blessed that I have this space. But it's hard to do big projects, especially with how many more tools are in here and like all my kids' stuff. And so mostly doing small projects with hardwoods, traditional tools. Well, fast forward a couple years and, you know, you get a bigger following and companies reach out. And so, you know, spoiler alert, this is how it works, at least with woodworking influencers, which I hate, you know, but right, it is what it is. And so once you get a following, companies reach out. And so lots of companies reach out all the time. And believe me when I say, me personally, I've said no to like 80 to 90% of everything that comes my way. Just isn't a great fit. And so originally we did a CNC machine and worked with I2R CNC, did quite a few videos, loved that. I was able to learn all kinds of new things that I couldn't have done otherwise. I know some folks don't want to get into the robots and the lasers and all that, but it was really awesome. And then fast forward, lasers just really exploded in the woodworking world. Meanwhile, I was still doing traditional woodwork and still am. I still am. But lasers, lots of laser companies reached out over and over, and it just wasn't a fit. And then finally, Xtool did reach out a year ago, and it just really did fit what I felt I wanted to do and what I could really, you know, genuinely share with the audience. And so you've seen a lot of laser projects. And so I know some of you are here because you love the laser. You're here for laser projects and you kind of explore that. There's going to be more laser content coming. For those of you who are here for traditional woodworking and all those, that's still coming. And those projects are still coming. And so for those of you who just like, it's only laser, yeah, in this time of life, I've been doing a lot more laser. A lot of reasons for that. But just so you know, moving forward, I will have a balance of both. I still love working with hardwood, beautiful woods. You see these boards, I got to finish these up. These have been sitting in here for a couple months, but lots of other projects other projects coming. But as far as the lasers, it's just enabled me to do things so much faster. And as a teacher full-time, it's summer right now, so I am on a summer break. I have limited time. My kids' sports schedule. My kids, two of my kids have special needs, and one of them is very impacted. And our life is, wow, you just won't even believe. And so anyone, as a hobby, it's hard to find the time. And so I can squeeze in time late at nights, but really I want to be with my kids and I need to be with my kids. And so the lasers have been something I've been able to do with my kids safely, and they're really engaged in it. And so it's a mix of everything. So I'm not here apologizing or justifying, but you know, you get those comments. I usually just ignore them when I see the comments like, you know, you're an X-Tool shill or you're, you know, a sellout. I thought he was different. Whatever. Bottom line, they're awesome. I'm getting these tools in exchange for making videos. But unlike a lot of woodworking influencers or like laser, you know, review videos, they just show the machine, but I'm actually making projects. So if you actually look at, if you've just been ignoring all the laser projects, totally get that. But if you actually look at my laser videos, it's all about making lots of projects. So from the get-go, hey, I'm gonna make a board. I'm not gonna make one cutting board. I'm gonna make like 6 different styles, or I'm gonna make router bowls. I'm gonna make 20 different router bowls. Hey, I'm gonna do this laser project. I'm gonna do 20 different, a lot of variety. And so if you haven't seen yet, really quick, here are some of the things that I have done with the laser this last year. So the lasers are really cool, and I can still do traditional hardwoods. I can do actual hardwoods, do some cool things with it, or with the CNC, and I'm able to do things faster and more efficient in this time of life, and it appeals to more people. The one thing that I've always hated about the woodworking community, at least on social media and YouTube, is the gatekeeping. You have to do traditional woodworking. You have to hand cut dovetails, or this is the only way to do it. There's so many ways, and so you see these YouTubers and, you know, having our channels, and usually it's one thing, but sometimes it's a little different. So if you don't like it, just ignore it. It's coming back to woodwork. We're going back and forth, all the things. So this is your cup of tea. Awesome, thanks. Enjoy the sawdust shenanigans and you know, some burning with the laser. But anyway, lots of good stuff coming. What stuff is coming? Let's talk about that. So as you can see, obviously I have to finish up these end grain cutting boards, plaid, brick patterns, some really cool tutorial videos like I do. I still have a stack of a bunch of hardwoods. I've actually mapped out a bunch of different end grain cutting boards I'm gonna do. Just like my router tray and router bowl video, I have a couple of those projects in mind. Those are just really labor intensive, and so those are coming. I actually have a list of well over a dozen just hardwood woodworking projects with these tools coming. I also have a list of a dozen or so projects with lasers that are really cool. And yeah, I might throw out some metal coins because it's kind of cool what you can do with these versatile machines. Or you might see some screen printing on a t-shirt. Sure, you can make merch, you know, you can make cool things. So you're gonna get a variety. That's gonna happen. So embrace it, or, you know, it's fine to unfollow. If this isn't your thing, see you later, that's cool. But anyway, new projects coming, lots of really, really cool and compelling things. There will be more tools, new machines coming. You'll see that from time to time. But again, my commitment, if I'm gonna do a tool, if I'm gonna showcase a new tool or a laser I'm going to show you a lot of ways to use it. I'm not going to just say, it's not just an infomercial. It really is, hey, look what you can make with it. Look what we can do and the possibilities. And so I'm excited for the laser potential just for this next generation. As a 5th grade teacher, my students, they are so engaged in what lasers can do, and I can actually bring them in and they can get hands-on, as well as woodworking. I'm trying to find ways for my students to do woodwork as well as my kids and all that, but kind of a balance of all of that. So that's a little bit of a challenge update, channel update. The Freudian slip came out there with challenge. It is. It's always a challenge to find the time and trying to have a healthy balance. This is not my full-time gig. It's not even a part-time. It's a side hustle. And so my full-time gig is teaching. I believe that that's my calling. I feel that's how I can affect change in the world, teaching kids, right, to change the world positively, to spread kindness, help kids think creatively, critically, growth mindset, just so much. It's such a valuable thing for me. So I'm still in that full time. The time I get for this is limited. And so I'm trying to maximize it. So, stick around. Lots of things coming, ebbs and flows, changes abound. But as far as the sponsored stuff, as far as the lasers, yeah, I get some cool tools that I want to get otherwise. It's not free because I'm making the videos, I'm doing all that. And yeah, I do, when I sell these units, specifically the lasers, I do get an affiliate commission, right? And I'm able to use that to bless others, bless the community, help my kids. We have some big needs and financial implications for my kids. And just like, it's a side hustle, right? So there's that as well. So it's a balance of, yeah, this is financially wise to go in this direction, but also it's a balance. So this is long-winded. This is why I usually don't do these over here on YouTube. From time to time, you get them on Instagram. Some folks want to know I am verbose, and so here's a little update. What are the goings on and what is coming in the future? So look ahead. Got quite a few. This new one, some really cool stuff that you can do with metal, some faster engraving. You saw that with ceramics, some other things. So I want to keep exploring that. There's a new machine coming. Lots of customization with both wood, but also it has that whole Cricut and silhouette with the vinyl cutting and some cool possibilities there and different applications. If that's not your thing, just move along. But there are going to be new machines coming that I'll showcase. But then I want to do quite a few new end grain cutting board styles. This is not new, but maybe you haven't seen a video that does a tutorial, and so I'm going to do my step-by-step, but some other really cool new designs, some new products, some bandsaw work. Got my lathe back around the corner, got some lathe projects. I'm pulling out my scroll saw. Dusting that off. I'm gonna do some cool things, some smalls. And so for this shop, for this space, for now, it's small projects, it's batchable projects. No furniture in my future, I just don't have the room and space, while I do have some beautiful Claro walnut live edge slabs around here that hopefully I'll get back to soon. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've even continued watching to this point, if this was helpful at all, if you're interested in seeing more of these updates, kind of vlog style, usually I just make videos, for projects. But if you want updates from time to time, leave a comment down below that you're curious to more of this. But I am curious for those of you here who actually watch it throughout. I feel like really do love the channel, and you're a little bit more committed to sit through all this talk. What are you here for mostly? Are you mostly here for lasers and you've seen a lot of my recent laser videos and you want to explore lasers? Are you mostly here for woodworking, like with routers and traditional tools and how to pull off cool effects without a CNC machine or a laser? What are you here for? What do you most enjoy in the channel? I am curious. So if you leave a comment down below, just feedback. It's helpful for me. Not a poll per se, but just say, hey, this video I really started watching after your router bowl video, and I'd love to see more of that. I don't want to see laser stuff at all. I'll just skip. Or yeah, I'm kind of curious. It's just helpful for me also to know what kind of content in the future. But ultimately, just know I'm going to make what works for my family, what works for me. This is fun. This is a cool gig. And, I do want to support, those who actually care and actually watch and are invested, not the flybys drop in who just, armchair commenters. But anyway, for those of you who've watched for a while, I'm really curious, want to kind of tailor a little bit more to that, kind of find that good balance. All right. Enough of the gab. Check out some other videos where you don't have this and projects, and look forward to some more projects coming soon. Some really cool stuff coming soon. All right, thanks for watching, and until next time.